Hello everybody, this is Kamakasri. This is 1st November 2020. So I was going through some of the online groups that I have subscribed, and there was this interesting question. So I thought of answering that in public so that this information is available for a lot more people. So this is about the Reiki attunement and how effective that is. So the question is, can distant attunement be just as effective as if the Reiki master was in the same room as you? So basically, the question is, if you receive a distant attunement or if you receive an in-person attunement, does it have the same effectiveness? So how do we measure the effectiveness of a Reiki attunement? Effectiveness of the Reiki attunement is whether you are attuned to Reiki or not, whether you can channel Reiki after the attunement or not. So it is there's no such thing as you're halfway attuned and there's another half that you need to receive. There's no such state whether either you are attuned or not attuned. So in that sense, Reiki, distant Reiki attunement and in-person attunement, they're the same. Either way, when you go through the attunement process and at the end of it, you become a Reiki practitioner. So usually in in-person attunements, the teacher and students are in the same place there and they do the attunement in that time. So we try to have a similar setup in distant attunement as well, where we agree with the student what's the time they would want to receive attunement. So we'll schedule our calendars and do the distant attunement from my side as a teacher, and the student would sit for a meditation if they know a meditation, or otherwise we will teach a meditation for them in a prior video call. So they would so the setup would be the same. However, it doesn't have to, because Reiki not only can travel through space, but Reiki can also travel through time. We can do the attunement at a different time and intend for the student to receive it when they are ready, so in a future date or time, unspecified date or time in the future. So it can be done that way. However, right now our practice is to do the Reiki attunements in agreed upon time, where student and teacher is available and be a part of the attunement process at the same time. So they're the same. They have the same effect. Whether you receive a in-person attunement or whether you receive a distant attunement, you are able to do Reiki work. Like it could be channeling Reiki to yourself, to do the Reiki rebalancing, self-rebalancing, or to do a Reiki treatment to another person, or to send distant Reiki to another person or a loved one in a different place or a country. It could be that you want to energize your spaces, maybe bedroom, maybe office work, maybe where your children are. Maybe you want to do Reiki treatments to your plants, maybe you want to treat your pets. So all that you can do, whether you received a distant attunement or in-person attunement. But I had the concern that that may not be what they're asking, and they could be asking another question in the way it is worded. It could be that, do you have the same experience if you have in-person Reiki attunement and if you have a distant Reiki attunement? So what is the experience of receiving a Reiki attunement? When you receive a Reiki attunement, your energy body changes. Your chakras and auras goes through a transformation to facilitate the taking of Reiki energy and channeling it out. And the energy body, especially the aura, consists of the sounds, smells, taste, visuals. So it has these physical attributes, your memories. So it has a lot of these physical attributes in it. And when it goes through a change, they get released and you get to experience them. So some people have these beautiful colors being shown to them. Some people go through different vivid experiences that they might not even have seen before, consciously remember. They would see angels, gods, Buddhas. Um, they would feel very relaxed. They would lie down to sleep. So it could be very intense for some people, and for some people there would be nothing. Like they wouldn't feel anything. Now sometimes people attribute their experience and assume it has something to do with the effectiveness. Like everybody who goes through a Reiki attunement need to have this intense experience. The reason probably is in online, if somebody is talking about their Reiki attunement, they would say, okay, I saw these things, I saw these beings, I saw these colors, I had these smells. It was beautiful, it was colorful. I saw my higher self beaming down at me. So they would talk about a lot of these aspects, and then a person who is going through a Reiki attunement would expect, okay, I would also should have a similar experience. And the answer is no. Reiki attunement experience is different from student to student. Some goes through these intense experiences, some doesn't experience anything. They would just sit down for the meditation, and after the set time they would open their eyes and they wouldn't feel any different, and both of them are okay. And actually, when you're practicing Reiki, you would notice a similar situation. uh, some of your clients would experience Reiki flowing through them, Reiki releasing these blockages, and also how they feel after it is being released. And some of them would say, okay, I didn't feel anything, did it happen? And as a practitioner, you would know whether Reiki go in, how much of it is going in now, whether it is increasing, decreasing, and of course you can use your symbols or the mantras to change that, and then eventually you would know, okay, Reiki has stopped. So individual experience of attunement and individual experience of receiving Reiki can be very different, but in either case, Reiki works and Reiki does what it's supposed to do. An additional question would be that, okay, I didn't have any experience when I received my attunement. Would I be able to sense Reiki when I'm channeling it? Would I be able to perceive Reiki going out of my palms when I'm channeling it to others? Like, oh, not only palms, like it could be also from a chakra or any other means that you would so choose. And the answer is yes, because we would be teaching you what you need to know to sense Reiki. So that is part of the curriculum. We'll be teaching you, even if you had an intense experience, or if you didn't have intense experience. Either way, we'll be teaching you what you need to do to start sensing this energy. And all the students have that ability. This is the ability that you anyway have. So all the students are very effective after receiving the attunement. So answering three answer three questions. First one, is the distant attunement and in-person attunement is the same? The answer is yes. Is the experience of a student is the same when they go through intense in-person attunement or a distant attunement? The answer is it is different for student to student. However, for a student who might have had an intense experience distantly, they would have an intense experience in person. If they would not have had an intense experience distantly, they wouldn't also have had intense experience in person. So a student would go through the similar experiences, whether it is in person or in distant, but for each student that experience would be very different. And third one, regardless of your intensity of the experience, as when you're receiving your attunement, when you're channeling Reiki, you can perceive the level of Reiki that is going out, and whether it is going, whether you need to engage your symbols at a given time. So all and you can do all that regardless of the intensity of the experience you had when you are receiving your attunement. So that's a lot of information. This is Gamakasri, Chief Trainer and Coach for Mind Designs International. So I do online Reiki training. So check out minddesignsinternational.com for more information. So till we meet next time, take care of yourself.